Welcome to the King Cardo Football Channel. Now, this is something that I have been agonizing over doing for quite some time and just haven't mustered the courage or the will, I guess, to get it done until today. I woke up and I was just like, you know what? I'm doing this today. I'm doing this today. Why am I doing this? Well, I love football. I love football, and another reason my favorite team is Chelsea Football Club. And over the past couple of months since the beginning of the season, I've had opinions and I've wanted to share these opinions, but just haven't, as I said, haven't mustered up the courage to do it until today. So, where do I start? Let's start at the beginning of the season, I guess. Go back to that, my opinions on that. When when the season started, it was a bit of a kerfuffle for my team, for Chelsea, because of the oversized squad and the fact that we just got a new manager seemingly out of the blue. I thought towards the end of last season, Poch actually got some things right, and he was gonna get a chance to continue this season. But directors of football saw things differently, and they decided to make a change, and they went with Enzo. So in comes Enzo, and he has this gargantuan squad to work with, and he immediately goes to work ruthlessly in deciding who he wants to work with and who he doesn't want to work with, basically. And for me, that kind of ruffled my feathers because he decided to alienate some of the players that I was really fond of. Chile, Chalobah, Sterling. You know what I mean? So, but he saw some things and he made some decisions, and he went on about his business. So flash forward to the beginning, the first half of the season. We lost against Man City, which I guess was expected at the time. But then, we got into a good run of form. We started to win some games and we started to gain some momentum. And then all of a sudden, we found ourselves second in the league, 3 points behind the leaders, even though they had a game at hand at the time. But this was my second strike against Mr. Maresca. Instead of being, I guess, proactive or brave, positive, he decided to go the route of, oh, some people would say it was pragmatism, but I didn't look at it that way because I saw it as someone inviting negativity into a project or into a space that they were occupying. Sports is about momentum, sports is about energy. So once you have good momentum, positive energy, there should not be any reason for you to invite negativity into whatever it is that you're doing. Because, for instance, you wouldn't invite a vampire into your house, would you? You wouldn't see a vampire showing up to your door and say, "Hey, Mr. Vampire, why don't you just come right in and suck me to a jaw, a corpse, a lifeless corpse. Why don't you do that? No, you wouldn't do that." So when he was in his press conferences at the time, and he was being asked, "Are you in a title race?" and he was constantly, "Oh, we're not ready." I was screaming at the TV. I was screaming at the phones. Please, please, please stop doing this because you are inviting negativity into your project. Well, what I would have most appreciated, what I would have wanted to see from my manager at the time was someone who's being brave and saying, "You know what? Acknowledging the fact that we're light years ahead of where we're supposed to be, but still saying, you know what? We are in a title race. We're 3 points behind the leaders, even though they have a game in hand. But, I'm going to tell my boys to be brave right now. We have good momentum. We're playing good football. So we are in a title race. We're going for this, and we're going to apply as much pressure to Liverpool as we possibly can." And if it turns out that, you know, guys started losing a couple of games, started drawing a couple of games, there was no shame in that because the team is. Yes, so as I was saying, there would have been no shame in the guys showing their age, or if they started to show their age at the time, losing a couple of games, drawing a couple of games because the team is young. They are growing. It is a project. But within the project at the time, there was fantastic momentum. These guys were, playing phenomenally. I'm saying? They had all the pundits talking. They had everybody saying, could it be, could it be possible? But then, you know, you invited the vampire in, and it started to feed, and we started to lose a couple of games, and then you proved to yourself that you weren't ready. You actually spoke it into existence that you weren't ready, and we fell down to, I think, at seventh, sixth or seventh in the table at one point, and it wasn't looking good because Manchester City, they started to gain their momentum, and they're notoriously good at keeping their noses in front once they've gotten into an advantageous position. So to see them lose last weekend and us win, and we're now 2 points ahead going into this weekend, the onus is on us right now to really focus towards the end of the season to get the job done, because you did say top four was your goal. So we're in the fourth position right now. We got City breathing down our necks. We also have a couple other teams that are in striking distance. So now it is time for you to, for lack of a better word, exercise those demons that you invited in, to get them out, for the time being, so that we can actually get over the line and get to Champions League football next season, because this team does deserve to be playing Champions League football. So, this is my first video. This is the King Cardo Football channel. What I would greatly appreciate is for you to like, share, and subscribe if you are so inclined. Hit the notification bell to see when I post new videos. I will be doing a preview of this weekend's match. But as I said, this is my first video. I'm looking forward to continuing this process. I hope you guys enjoy the commentary, my point of view, my perspective, my opinion. So as I said, like, share, subscribe, and as always, peace and blessings. Thank you.